Hey everyone, this is Jesse from Janjo. In this video, we're gonna build a Horus deck of the GOAT format. This is Janjo, and I'm building a deck, yeah! And by the way, if you're just joining this channel, consider subscribing because I make weekly Yu-Gi-Oh content, a lot of great retro stuff. Also check out my Patreon and my merch for some great perks and merchandise on there. So let's get started with boom! Alright, so Horus could go a couple different ways. It's not a tier 1 deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it does have its advantages. There are 3 main cards. So Horus Black Flame Dragon level 8 is really cool, because once you get him special summoned out during either player's turn when spell cards activate, you can just negate it. There's no cost, it's not a once per turn, it just destroys spell cards. But he can be kind of a bricky card because you can't really get him out other ways. I've seen builds run a reasoning gate kind of version. They may run 2 of them. I really don't feel the need to run 1. I think running 2 level 6 and then 3 level 4s is kind of the correct way to go about this. That way you have as much opportunities to get your easiest summonable one out, and you have a little less for the slightly more bricky one, then you have less opportunity for the super bricky one, because, excuse me, you can get him out from your hand or deck, so you don't need to draw until level 8. You don't need to do that. I am going to run 1 Horus' Servant. I know what you're thinking, don't run him, but it's a Horus deck. You wouldn't run him at all in any modern variation of the deck, so might as well go in the classic mode with a Horus' Servant. You can use him for a 1 turn, just summon him. Your opponent cannot target any of the Horus monsters with spell traps or card effects. And then you can also actually use him with Metamorphosis, which is I'm going to run 3 of, because you can use him to summon out a Thousand Eyes. So I'm probably going to run at least 2 Thousand Eyes Restrict here, because that's just the way I want to do things. And of course, if you're running Metamorphosis, you really kind of have to run Scapegoat too. So I'm gonna run 2 of them. I don't need to run 3. It's not a GOAT control deck. I don't need to do that. Other things though that helps with Metamorphosis is Fusilier Dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna run 3 because this guy, even though he has high level, you can normal summon him without tributing, but his attack and defense become halved. But his level does not. So you can get a level 7 out of here, and the big one that's great for this, well, that's going to be your King Dragoon here. I'm going to run 2 of him. Your opponent cannot target dragon monsters with card effects, and you can special summon a dragon monster from your hand once per turn, which is a great effect, because it protects your horses from attacks. This guy protects it from spells, and you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand per turn. So, like, you know, Horus monsters. I'm not running a ton of dragon monsters, so you can't run a ton. You can't get a huge benefit off of its second effect, but first effect is great. And what's the best other way to protect your Horus? Well, you still got trap cards, but thankfully Royal Decree's in the game to protect from trap cards. So that's gonna work wonders right there for sure. That will perfectly have that Horus lockdown. You got your level 8, you got Thousand Eyes, King Dragoon, got all these power cards. Speaking of power cards, of course you're gonna want to run some of your Trinity cards. You have the Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and of course the Liquid Duo to really whittle down your opponent. And really, the Trinity should be more of a Trinity because there's plenty of great cards like Heavy Storm, the Premature Burial, Snatch Steal. And by the way, if you want to see more decks like this or want to see me take a crack at decks, definitely let me know in the comments. I want to help make stuff that you all want to see. And of course, Mystical Space Typhoon. These are really like the key cards, I would say, in GOAT. You know, you got the Trinity and then these 4 cards. Like, that's kind of like the spell cards that you're gonna usually want to see in a deck. And of course, a great card that works with every level monster is Level Up. I'm just gonna run 2 of these because you can send one to the graveyard to special summon immediately a leveled up version, which is a great way how to get these out. Alright, so the next thing with Horus of Black Flame Dragon is that you need more ways to get great cards out. So Cyberstein is actually a real good player in here, because you can get out plenty of of fusion cards, like King Dragon. You could get him out right away. You can get a bunch of other very powerful dragon monsters out. So we're just gonna fill up a bunch of our extra deck, the ones that we have planned. Unfortunately, with the Go format, there's not really many great dragons. Black Skull Dragon you could run. You could run one of him. I don't know, Metal Dragon. You could run a Dark Fire Dragon, which I kind of like. You can at least have an extra deck if you decide to Snatch Seal level 3 of your opponent's monster, then use Metamorphosis, and then at least he's protected by some stuff. God forbid. You can also run Flame Ghost alternately, but, you know, for a level 3. Actually, Dark Fire's level 4, excuse me. You would run Flame Ghost for a level 3. You could run a Fusionist. Anyway, back on great extra deck cards. Reaper of the Nightmare. Like, there's definitely a great list of ones you'll see. There might be, like, a couple, like 2 or 3 you might swap out. Fiend Skull Dragon's another one that's highly protected. So you could change around the ratio depending on what you prefer. But I'm just going to go with some of the big ones. Like Glass Warrior, you definitely want to run 2 of these guys. And then for potential OTK, Dueling Book is kind of weird sometimes. Master of Oz. I think it's a pretty good rundown of a lot of the fusion monsters. Again, you could change some of these out. Which I think I'm going to run a Dark Bolter here. So I think I'm going to take out maybe the Flame Ghost. You could reduce one of these to 1. Maybe put one of the Last Warriors down there. Maybe. Again, this all depends on what you typically play against. But usually you got Thousand Eyes, Dark Bolter, Ryu Senshi, Fiend Skull Dragon. Those are kind of like your big ones. But we're not done with the deck yet, though. We're surely not done. A card that works great with Fusilier Dragon, Tsukiyomi. So we're going to run one Tsukiyomi. You don't need to run more than one. You can actually flip Fusilier Dragon. When you flip it back up, it's resummoned. So it does, since it doesn't say flip summon its effect, you do still get the 2800, even after it's initially summoned with its effect. So Tsukiyomi is a great card to use. You could run a Book of Moon. You could side out a Book of Moon if you needed to. Instead, we're actually going to run some Upstart Goblins, because who doesn't love Upstart Goblins? You just 2 free cards out of your deck, just like that. You can also run Sangan. Sangan's a great, just generic searcher for a lot of monsters. For Horus' Servant, because if you have a Metamorphosis and you would like a target, you could always use him. Or a Sinister Serpent if you really want to swap that out, but I like the Horus aesthetic. We're going to use Mystic Tomato, because Mystic Tomato can actually get out a lot of cards. You probably don't use it against Tsukiyomi, but Sangan, you could get out Sangan, you could get out primarily Cyber Sign would be your main target. This is kind of a turbo-y kind of deck. You want to get your stuff out ASAP. So you can get him out, you can get, you know, Black Soul Dragon, Master of Oz, King Dragoon, whatever tickles your fancy. Unfortunately, with Horus, he's 1600 attack, so you cannot get him out with a UFO turtle or a Mass Dragon, which is unfortunate, but hey, at least you get the 1600 attack. It's a 100 attack boost from that, so you got that benefit going for you. Next, I'm going to run a Lightning Vortex. This is kind of the last card when I first created this deck I added. You could swap this out with, again, anything that you prefer. I just like it because it does destroy monsters. You discard 1 card. It's a pseudo Raigeki. I like it. Not many decks run it, but I feel like it fits with this deck. There's a lot of cards you could just toss out if you kind of brick a little bit, so at least get some destruction on the field. And the last 2 cards we're going to run is Magician of Faith, because you can recur a lot of cards with Faith. You can recur Level Up, Metamorphoses, any of the power cards, Lightning Vortex. There's a lot you can grab back with Magician of Faith, making her really fantastic. Again, you could run other cards in here. You could run potentially a Sinister Serpent, Dark Mimics, Creature Swap, Snowman a Crossout, Metal Silver Armor. There's a bunch of different stuff you could run, or just go ham with a more of a turbo Reasoning Gate build. But I wanted to build more of a traditional deck. I do like the Reasoning Gate decks. I really like how this one ended up turning out. I think there's a lot of great stuff going for it. There's a lot of ways to get various things out, various strategies you can implement, whether it's like OTK, potential, or fantastic lockdowns. Because with Keen Dragoon, Royal Decree, and Black Flame level 8, there's just so much you can do. And I love Horus cards. I wish I got more support. But we'll have to wait and see one day like they did with Armed Dragon. So let me know what you think about this deck. Let me know what changes you would make. Because I'm not the greatest deck builder, but I like deck theory. What can I say? Again, also let me know what other decks you'd like to see. Maybe future. Maybe this might be a weekly thing I might do. This GOAT deck of the week. We'll see. So until I see you all next time, have a wonderful day.